Stop these 4 bad habits that are damaging your brain after 60. 4 things I'm about to show you are happening in your home right now, and they're silently damaging your brain in ways you never imagined. Most people over 60 think they're living healthy, responsible lives, but they're actually making critical mistakes every single day that are robbing them of their mental sharpness. And here's what makes this so dangerous. These aren't things you'd expect to harm your brain. They seem innocent, even beneficial, but they're quietly stealing your cognitive abilities while you sleep. I'm going to reveal the 4 most common brain-damaging habits that people over 60 fall into without even realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll have the knowledge that puts you miles ahead of most people your age who are unknowingly sabotaging their own cognitive health. Your brain after 60 needs different care and protection to stay sharp. Every day you continue these 4 damaging habits is another day you're making it harder for your brain to serve you well in the years ahead. Let's start with the first brain killer happening in your living room every evening. I'm talking about spending hours watching television, especially the mindless kind where you're just passively absorbing whatever's on the screen. Here's what's really happening to your brain during those long TV sessions. When you're passively watching television for hours, your brain goes into hibernation mode. It stops working, stops thinking, stops making connections. Your brain at 60 needs regular exercise just like your body does. When you stop challenging it, it starts to weaken. Those hours of passive television watching are hours you're not spending reading, learning, or engaging in meaningful activities. You're choosing mental stagnation over mental stimulation, and your brain notices. It starts to slow down, feel foggy, and lose that quick thinking you used to take for granted. Choose programs that make you think and limit those mindless binge-watching sessions that stretch for hours. Your brain will thank you for it. The second habit destroying your cognitive abilities sounds so reasonable, avoiding anything new or challenging because it's too hard or not worth learning at your age. Maybe you've said these words, "I'm too old to learn that," or "Why bother? I'll never need this anyway." Every time you choose the familiar over the new, you're training your brain to stop growing. What makes this dangerous is it doesn't feel harmful. It feels practical, realistic about your limitations. But your brain doesn't have the limitations you think it does. Your brain can continue learning and forming new connections well into your 80s and beyond, but only if you keep challenging it. When you stop learning new things, your brain assumes it doesn't need to work as hard anymore. It starts to slow down, becomes less flexible, and loses that mental agility that keeps you sharp. Stay curious. Learn that smartphone feature you've been avoiding. Take up a new hobby that requires thinking. Have conversations about topics you don't know much about yet. Your brain craves this stimulation, and when you give it what it craves, it rewards you with better memory, clearer thinking, and sharper focus. If this is making you think about new things you've been putting off learning, go ahead and hit that like button. And while you're at it, subscribe for more insights that help you stay mentally sharp and ahead of the curve. The third brain-damaging habit seems so social and harmless, spending most of your social time with the same small group of people, having the same conversations, never being challenged or exposed to different ways of thinking. Your brain thrives on variety, on new perspectives, on having to process different ideas. When you're always talking to the same people about the same topics, your brain stops having to work. Many people over 60 find their social circles naturally shrinking. Instead of making an effort to meet new people, it becomes easier to stick with the familiar few. But this social isolation combined with mental stagnation is like a double blow to your cognitive health. Your brain needs stimulation from meeting new people, hearing different perspectives, and engaging in conversations that challenge your thinking. When you limit yourself to the same social circle, having the same conversations, you're putting your brain on a restricted diet. Actively seek opportunities to meet new people, join new groups, engage in activities where you'll encounter different viewpoints. Your brain will reward you with increased mental flexibility and sharper thinking. And I'm curious about your experience. Have you noticed how energized you feel after meeting someone new or learning about a completely different perspective? Share your thoughts in the comments. The fourth and most surprising brain-damaging habit might shock you because many people think it's actually good for them. I'm talking about taking too many medications and supplements without understanding how they interact and affect your cognitive function. As we get older, we accumulate medications, blood pressure medicine, cholesterol medication, pain relievers, sleep aids, and over-the-counter supplements. Each might be fine alone, but when you combine multiple medications and supplements, things get complicated quickly. Certain combinations can cause brain fog, that cloudy thinking, inability to focus, fuzzy memory you might be experiencing. Sometimes that's not age, that's your medications interfering with your cognitive function. Some medications commonly prescribed to older adults can actually impair memory and thinking abilities. Certain sleep medications, anxiety medications, and even some allergy medications can interfere with brain chemicals crucial for memory and clear thinking. Many people take these medications for years without questioning whether they still need them or whether their combination is affecting their mental sharpness. They accept brain fog as just part of getting older, never realizing their cognitive issues might be medication-related. Be proactive about understanding what you're taking and how it affects your brain. Have regular conversations with your pharmacist about drug interactions and ask questions about side effects. Be skeptical about taking multiple supplements marketed as brain boosters. Many haven't been proven to work, and some can interfere with medications you're already taking. Your brain doesn't need a handful of pills to stay sharp. It needs the right lifestyle habits. It needs regular mental challenges, varied social interactions, physical activity that gets blood flowing to your brain, and adequate sleep and proper nutrition. Your brain after 60 can be just as sharp and capable as it was when you were younger, but only if you stop doing the things that damage it and start doing the things that strengthen it. By avoiding these 4 brain-damaging habits, you're giving yourself an enormous advantage over people who continue these patterns without realizing the harm they're causing. And before you go, make sure to check out the video I've got for you right here on the screen.